Good morning, everybody. Got Cody Ashmore bringing you the plan of attack today, January 30th, 2023. What do you know? 1 month already down in the year of 2023. Should be an interesting year, if you ask me. But all that being said, let's give this another run. I actually just recorded this whole little video, but it was recorded on the wrong microphone, so I sound like I'm talking to you from the end of another room. So I'm going to re-record this for you guys. All right, so and then all that being said, another thing I want to cover today is I have talked some in the simpler trading community about how I've been doing these overnight swing trades where I'm kind of in position before having to place a day trade or it's a bonus trade overnight, that type of thing. There has been some questions on it, and I did initiate one last night. I did alert it to the small account mastery people out there, or community is what I say, my SAM pack. But all that being said, yes, so stay around to the end and I'll cover that trade. I'll break it down as well so you can see what I mean by placing those trades. And maybe it will make sense to you as well, and you can partake in those trades on your own. All right, so let's talk about the plan of attack as far as a day trade goes today. So I like to forecast how I expect today's candle to be to help me get my thesis on market direction, how I expect price to move for today. So as of right now, the market is down about 0.75% after rallying up Friday into this HVA level. This HVA level right here, this is a 3-month HVA level. And if you're going to ask, well, how did I get this here? Simply, all I do, just crunch on over, and I use the drawing tools. This was asked in the comment section on my tutorial on how to set up volume profile. All it is this. I am drawing it on there. I just map it out and draw it across. That's it. That's not indicator basis. It's not automatic. I have to draw it there. So we have this node here, and then it was a point of control about 6 months ago up in this level. So you can see how price moved quickly up. And then as I've been saying in the simpler trading during my simpler trading sessions, I said if price gets into this gray area, price is going to move fast to this orange area, and it did. Granted, it was only 2 days, but it moved fast simply because there was not a whole lot of volume transacted at these levels. But in a nutshell, the reason I'm passing all this information is we rallied fast into this HVA level, and now I'm looking for price, especially with FOMC statement this week on the 1st. I don't anticipate us rallying hardcore into this statement. In fact, I kind of think after this move higher, some profit taking may be taken out as people get ready for to whatever may come out this day. And before I even focus more on that, let's go ahead and take a look at our economic calendar. You see there is nothing really forecasted today. And see tomorrow has CB consumer confidence, and that is it. But then on the 1st, on Wednesday, that's the Mamma Jamma. This is going to be the day that it's going to shake the tree a little bit. To which direction? No idea. But that's something worth noting. But today, there is nothing on there to prevent from doing a day trade. Now, like I said, rallied up here. Boom, and we're already down. We'll call it still 0.75%. I don't anticipate price to actually completely make a wick, and then we'll say a big old candle like this. I mean, it can, but I'm not anticipating it. I have no reason to believe that will happen at the moment. So I kind of do think the way the candle looks right now may be the way it closes today. Not really a big move down, not a move up, but kind of more just a consolidating phase right here. It's kind of how I'm anticipating today's candle to close, and if that is how I'm anticipating the candle to close to the downside, I do like the idea of doing a call credit spread, drama-free call credit spread today. Simply being because I think the path of least resistance for the day is down. Now, if that is the case, now all we got to do is pick our entries. Then also right here, what I'm pointing out is, so the point of control for the day is down here about 40.50, and we're starting to base and push back up. Right here is the weekly VWAP right at 40.58, and what's unique about 40.58 is that lines up perfectly with the 60-minute 50 EMA, the 30-minute 21 EMA, and the daily VWAP, and then we have the weekly VWAP. So it's just 40-60 is an important area. Depending on how the open goes, I do like the idea of it spiking up to this level, kind of stalling. And then if we get sell arrows or dots, I like the idea of putting on a drama-free call credit spread on it and just letting it kind of chop around, go sideways, or sideways to down from here. That's how I'm anticipating it. If price does spike up and then pulls back, and then for whatever reason wants to continue higher, say I'm wrong on the candle, and it does want to give us that large wick day, cool. I think buying the dip would be the way to go, but today, I think the high probability trade is a call credit spread, a drama-free call credit spread, but nailing your entry. So I think, like I said, the window of 40.60 to 40.70, price come up into here, get some dots and arrows, and then take it back down. That's how I'm going to look to play it. But yeah, that's pretty much it. I don't like the idea of going long right here, not when it's down this much. So that's my plan for today as far as drama-free goes. Now, what about this overnight swing trading that I do? All right, so I'm going to pull up. I screenshotted a few minutes after I took the trade. And before I cover, I'm going to show you what the position is. So you can see last night I got in a 40.75, 40.85 call credit spread at 6:33 p.m. Central Time, and I got $5 of credit. So you see it's a 10 wide spread and I got $5 credit. So that means it's a 1-to-1 trade. I like these trades to at least be a 1-to-1. I'm okay with tweaking it a little bit less for a little bit more of a higher probability, but 1-to-1s is kind of like the way I like to go about it, simply because you don't know what's going to happen overnight, and at least you get 100% return on your trade if it does play out the way you're hoping. And you see it was for today's expiration. So overnight, I entered it last night at 18:33. And pull up my screenshot. So this is what it looked like several minutes after I took the trade. I did have to come back to my computer, like, oh wait, I forgot to screenshot that. So here is that 3-month HVA level where price spiked up into and then sold off, right? And you see this little node right here. This is a weekly low volume area, but it is still a node. So there's sell signals on 10-minute, 30-minute time frames, like it shows here. So that's what all those arrows are. And prices underneath VWAP. So this is my 10-minute chart. Then if we look at a smaller time frame, so, and I'll do this on the other chart because it's on the actual Thinkorswim because it's a little bit easier. But in a nutshell, what you can see here is price opened up below Friday's point of control, rallied up to it and failed, consolidated, rallied right back up into this HVA area, and then started to fail. And that's when I initiated my call credit spread. And then obviously today it is moving lower as of right now. So this is what it looked like at entry. The concept behind this setup is you pick your entries on where you wish to go long and short based off your thesis, and you just see it play out. So in this case, like how price rallied up into here, I'm like, okay, a pullback for the day makes sense. Where do I want to initiate my entry? I wanted to initiate my entry against yesterday's point of control, which is also a weekly low volume area. So I was okay with taking this entry to go short and looking for price to move lower. Now I'll pull up the actual charts. Okay, I'll make it bigger so you can see. Okay, so like it was at 18:30, right? So I want to move my mouse around. If you didn't know, you can look down here and you see the time. So we can see the actual time I entered. So it's at 18:30. So 18:24, right about here. Okay, so right on the dot actually, ish. And so here you can see it in a much more visible way. Opened up below. Here's point of control, right? Opened up below it, tested it, failed. All right, cool. Oscillated, come up here, tested it again. I was like, okay, I'm gonna get short at this level. You just pick your entry and then let it work. And today, obviously, it's playing out just fine. Sometimes it's not as clean as just entering at the open. Sometimes I will have to be like, okay, if it was looking a little bit differently, if we didn't come up here and hit this level, say we would have closed right here, then I'm like, okay, if we would have pushed higher, I want to enter like a 4100, 4110 call credit spread, looking for overnight price action to hit it and then take it down. Sometimes I don't get a fill, but last night was a time where it was worth entering right at the moment as we're right at this level worth taking advantage of. So that's the example of the setup there. And if you are curious how to set up your HVA levels or your volume profile like mine, I'll go ahead and throw the video up right here in the corner right now. And that is, I just made a tutorial this weekend, so you can learn or you can see how to set it up just like mine. But yeah, if you have any questions as far as the day trade to take today or these overnight swing trades, I've been doing them for about 3 months now with pretty solid consistency. Maybe I'll start bringing them a little bit more to this simpler trading community or my small account mastery folks in there as well, because it's a very good um, strategy, in my opinion, to do if you can't sit in front of the computer all day. But that is it. If you have any questions, like I said, ask. Share with your friends and family of all this awesome information. And if none of it makes sense, ask. Have an awesome day, everybody. And I will see y'all again tomorrow. Take care.